What's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever video. So before I get into what you all clicked on this video expecting, if anyone even did click on this video, honestly don't even know if anyone's going to actually ever see this video. But I want to first give a little background on what this channel is going to be. For the time being, this channel is just going to be movie and TV show reviews and rankings for new movies and TV shows that I watch. There will not be a upload schedule. Just kind of upload whenever I have time, because my schedule is very busy at the moment. Don't have time to have a consistent upload schedule. Let's get into the ranking. In last place on the list is season 2 of the show. I think, largely as a whole, season 2 is the worst season. There are a lot of great elements of it. I think the introduction of Lucy and the kind of through line the parenting stuff as the emotional through line was good. And killing Bunny was a good idea because it made the victim someone that we cared about and we knew, which obviously with the first season they couldn't do that because it was the first season. And then with season 3 they also chose to not do a victim that we knew, which I think did hurt that season a little bit, but we'll get to that later. As a whole, I don't think season 2 worked as well, particularly with the murderer reveal, because the flashbacks made it seem like it was probably going to be a guy, because there's the build of them and all, and it seemed like it had a connection to Charles's past because of the obsession with the painting and all that, but then it ended up being that it really didn't have anything to do with Charles's past at all, and it really was more connected to Tina Fey's character than anything. And also, I think the introduction of Amy Schumer into the season, all her scenes, I didn't really like them. But that's really just because I don't like Amy Schumer. But yeah, so Only Murders season 2 is last. Fourth on the list is season 5. Sadly, season 5 is close to the bottom. I debated whether or not to put it in last place, just because of the way they chose to structure the season. It felt very much like it was going to be a final season, like they were setting the show up to end, and then it felt like the finale was very rushed to undo everything that the season had already set up and done, just so they could set up another season. So I just didn't really like the way they chose to structure the season, because they made it seem like it was going to be a final season, right? They lost the building. They bringing back a bunch of old characters. They brought back Teddy, Theo, their cop friend. They brought her back, and they were just kind of bringing all of the old characters back. They made it seem like they were going to lose the building. They killed Lester, which if they were going to do a final season, he would be a good character to kill for it. And I think just the choice of making it seem like it was going to be a final season and then just suddenly undoing that all in the finale really hurt the season as a whole. And I was very iffy on the season, and it was up to the ending to determine where I put it on a ranking, and I think they just chose to end it in such a bad way that it's just, I can't put it any higher than this, just because of the way they chose to end the season. On the list is season 3. I think it did do a better job than some of the other sequel seasons, but I think the choice to have the victim be someone that we don't know or care about did damage the season a bit, and also they chose to not focus on the podcast a whole lot. Like, they made, like, by the time they got like episode 8, they'd made one podcast episode in the entire season. So that choice was also a bit odd to me, and I think also hurt the season. Um, like and like introducing a character at the end of season 2 to then kill them off for the beginning of season 3, I think was a bad choice, because it made it where you just don't really care that they died or anything, because you didn't know them, didn't connect to them. It's just a random celebrity. Or they just chose to bring Paul Rudd in to have a big celebrity be the person that they're, trying to find the murderer of for the season. So I think for that reason, and also the fact that they chose to kind of ignore the podcast and really just go heavily on Oliver's like Broadway play, I think it didn't really work too well for me. I liked it better than season 2 and season 3, because the murder at least made more sense than season 2, and then with season 5, the ending actually made more sense than season 5, and didn't feel like the finale was rushing to just undo everything that was done in the season, because season 3 was clearly not supposed to be a final season, where season 5 seemed like maybe it was, and then they got renewed at the last minute, so they had to shoot a finale that undid everything from the beginning of the season to quickly find a way to continue on with another season. So that's why season 3 is in the middle of the list. Second place is season 4. I think season 4 was the best of the sequel seasons. I think going back to having someone that we actually know be killed was a smart idea. Having the murder focus on Saz, I thought was very smart, and it gave a lot of good emotional development and all for Charles, because he was very close to Saz, and that also led to us learning a lot more about Saz than we did before, and the reveal that it was actually the writer guy who did it, because Saz was actually the one that wrote the Only Murders movie script, I thought was a very interesting idea. And bringing in the 3 celebrities to have with the movie thing, I thought was fun, and it worked better than the celebrity cameos in season 3, because the celebrities actually did something that actually helped solve the murder, and they didn't take away from the main characters, and the plot and the podcast actually regained some focus. So yeah, that's why season 4 is the runner-up. Finally, as you probably have guessed by now, first place is season 1, the original. Normally with whodunits and all, the original is always going to be the best. It's always going to be hard to top the original in terms of things. And the idea of making a TV show about people making a podcast is fairly interesting. And in this case, not knowing anything about the victim serves the season better, because not only are you trying to figure out who was the person that killed Tim Kono, but you're also trying to figure out who Tim Kono was, because we didn't know him, and we didn't know anything about him. I think the lack of celebrity cameos in the first season kind of helped it, because it really let the main cast of characters shine. And I do think that Jan is the best killer that we've had on the show, because it's her motivation is just that she's crazy, and there's no other reason besides that, and she was kind of in on everything the whole time, which serves the season well because you had her there the entire time, and it was kind of planting seeds that it could be her, but also throwing in some red herrings, like some of the things with the notes, and Martin Short's dog getting poisoned, which got followed up on in season 4. And also having the, her getting stabbed to kind of try and throw it off, and then having it seem like it was Teddy and Theo just because of their connection to the original night with like the first murder in the building before the show even started. So yeah, season 1 comes in at number 1. Obviously, if anyone is seeing this, please, give the video a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know your ranking of the Only Murders seasons. I'd love to hear what your ranking is if anyone's seeing this. And please just subscribe, like the video, really help me grow my channel, and help me out for the future. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.